Hello everyone, it's Candace, aka Geeky Candy, here bringing you guys another edition, an update, if you will, to all of the crazy speculation surrounding the Obi-Wan Kenobi kerfuffle. Here at Geeks and Gamers, we brought you guys right when it happened. Pretty much immediately when we found out that there was some behind-the-scenes issues going on with pre-production over at Lucasfilm. We went ahead and posted a couple of videos delving into the possible issues behind the scenes. And since then, they have released the main writer, Hussein Amini, who I guess had been the main guy putting together the Obi-Wan Kenobi show. Now, this has been in the works for quite some time, and I guess Kathleen Kennedy was not impressed with the scripts as she saw them, and the delay is supposedly due to her rejecting these scripts, ultimately ending, I guess, putting all the people that were there in London, the crew and so forth, that were beginning work on the show, to go home. So without that being said, a lot of people are curious, well, what would these scripts include? What would make her upset to the point to do this? Recently on Reddit, again, this is Reddit, so take that with a grain of salt. Recently on Reddit, a Redditor under the name of Parker Wiley posted some, I guess, exclusive information behind the scenes, the plot leaks for that script. And I wanted to go ahead and cover them with you guys. Again, one of the things regarding this, I just want to point this out. I have been following Ugnaught, who is the moderator for this particular subreddit, and Jedi Paxis. They have been talking to this guy behind the scenes. And they said that he's messaged them, and basically no satisfactory evidence as of yet. And this was about 4 hours ago. So that could change. And I just want to make sure that that is disclosed in this video so that you guys are all aware. But what is mentioned in all of this is very interesting nonetheless. So anyway, Parker Wiley starts off saying, "Hello there, a source close to the writing process for the series, or what it was going to be before the recent changes, has disclosed some information to me regarding some interesting plot points. Number one, Sharad Het would be recanonized with some changes to his character." So they say Sharad Het. And I have a picture of Sharad Het. I think that this is the character that they're talking about because Sharad Het doesn't have any of these other plot points that pertain to him. But the son, Sharad Het, and this is a legacy character, Asharad, does. And Asharad has a very complex history in the EU. And it's a very interesting character to bring in, if they were to do so through the Kenobi show. Two, Het would go into hiding as a Tusken Raider after Order 66. So basically, Het, the time frame for this guy to come in, he basically is a Jedi who ultimately turns to the dark side like Anakin, and is actually kind of friends with Anakin at during the Clone Wars era, so young Anakin. And so there's a lot of similarities to him, I guess, with that. Basically, moving on, they said that the main conflict would come with Het sensing Luke and figuring out who he is. He would seek to kill Luke out of fear that his presence would lure Vader and Palpatine to Tatooine. We find out that Kenobi has been carrying both his and Anakin's lightsaber. As many have reported, internal conflict would revolve around Obi-Wan's PTSD and depression. That's not really something that I think would be fantastic to dive into for a now 4 episode series, which is just a little strange to me. 6, the climax of final episode involves Kenobi defeating Het with both his and Anakin's lightsabers. And then final scenes are Obi-Wan putting Anakin's saber in the box, not to be reopened until A New Hope, and Obi-Wan watching Luke from a distance. May the Force be with you. So just wanted to share that. I don't really know what to make of this. I'm not a huge EU buff. I just wanted to kind of pinpoint Legacy 616, the comic book that has Obi-Wan basically versus Asharad Het. This is, I would assume, a major part of that script if it were true. And it all takes place on Tatooine. And you can see like the banthas and everything. Here's Obi-Wan. You know, he's still in his Tusken Raider getup, which is an interesting I think, an interesting thing to bring in as well to the Kenobi show if that was the case, and get to know a lot about, I guess, the culture of the Tusken Raiders. So you get on a little bit, and you can see a little bit of the fight, a bit of the clash, and then ultimately Kenobi wins and demasks, demasks him right there, which is a big deal to them. Kind of a similarity between this and Mandalorian, I suppose. And basically sends him into exile. And that's really the end of the Kenobi crossover point with this character. And I just thought it was very interesting that the leaks covered this new character that, unless you're very familiar with the EU, wouldn't really know much about. And it seems like this would be a pretty big villain for the show. And down the line also becomes a villain with some of the later prodigy of Luke and Anakin and the rest. Like, he ends up battling as a Sith great grandson, Cade Skywalker, eventually. So this is a really interesting place to take the show, I think. If they were to carry on a script like this, I just think it would be pretty interesting to do. Kind of curious what all of your thoughts are about this this new character. Yeah, just really interested to see what you guys have to say about that. So leave me a comment down below. We'd love to hear what you have to say. Go ahead and hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't already to Geeks and Gamers. We surely would appreciate it. We'll always bring you the latest, up-to-date content regarding especially the Obi-Wan Kenobi kerfuffle and any future Star Wars content that would also be relevant. So looking forward to the next video with you all. And until next time, fandom, we will see you later. Bye.